Well, morning all. As usual, I try to do a quick roundup on a Friday what we've got going on DB Motors. We've got quite a lot in at the moment, as usual. Well, when have we never got quite a lot in? I'll quickly try and go through them. I'll try not to keep this under 3 or 4 minutes. We'll see how I manage it. So the Bantam, we've had a quick go at it. We've done the carb of the engine. We tried to get a spark, and the coil is dead. So we're just waiting for coil and condenser to come in for that. The 350 Mito conversion, I'm starting the wiring on that now. This is a Gamma 350 Yamaha engine in a Gamma 250. The owner's coming for this today or Monday, I think, and we've just got a few last little bits and pieces to go through, make sure they're done and sorted for him. Laverda 500. The owner's had this from new. It started just to burn a bit of oil, and it's getting worse. We're going to have the top end off. I think it's probably passing oil down the guides. I think they only have stem seals on the inlets rather than the exhaust, so we'll set the top end off. We'll find out why. Suzuki GSX 1400, we've had a little string of these in recently. This is the third one in a few weeks. Just a general service, get it going. It was a bit lumpy after the customer bought it from a shop. He found it was a bit lumpy on idle, which these aren't. They're usually like a sewing machine. So we've done plugs, air filter, oil filter. We replaced. He got us these nice downpipes, and we fitted those for him. When they came out of the box, they were a nice chrome colour, but they've gone golden very quickly. So I'm not sure what the chroming is on those, but they look still far better than the standard ones that were on there. The lumpiness was just down to really poor balance on the throttle bodies. So we've done that, MOT'd it for him. That's good. Honda CB750, this is John's bike. The little Kellerman lights are in for it now. We've got to fit those and a load of cribbing little jobs just to finish off, but it's very, very nearly there now. GPZ 1100. I wish this bike would sort itself out. We've sorted and figured out loads of stuff on this bike. We did a big bore block on it about 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago for the owner, and we were getting oil leaping around the Cometic head gasket that we had to fit. We found a solution for that, and we just got it oil tight, and he's done about 100 miles on it, and then suddenly the fuel injection system started playing up. We think it's the throttle position sensor, which is this unit that says DFI on it, on the end of the injection body. The problem is with this, it's a 1982 fuel injection system. There's no diagnostics on it. We can't plug anything in and ask it what's going wrong. So the only way to sort of solve those is you change parts, and it can be difficult nowadays. It's not exactly like you can get parts off the shelf just to change. GPZ 750, we got the engine rebuilt and powder coated on this. It's a very, very long running project that's near the end. Customers done a lot of the refitting and bodywork back on, sent it back to us just to get the engine started and running, and get some brakes on it. We had, when it came into us, front rear brakes weren't working, so we bled those up. VFR 400, this is a really interesting one. I might have mentioned it before, I'll post a video up. This was exploding out of the engine. With the oil filler cap off, on a video that I've got, it actually blew most of the engine contents out, but only every now and again. In between it runs really nicely. So we've had the carbs up, we found inlet rubber faults. I think it was basically leaking petrol down into the engine. The engine oil was becoming so heavily sort of mixed with petrol it was actually igniting, but we'll sort that out. CBR 600, this is in for dyno checks and setup. It's got a really poor mid-range, so we're going to try and sort out needles and fueling on that. CBF 600, recommissioning, been parked up 2 or 3 years. Just a little list of jobs to do. Does run really nicely, it's in a really nice bike, but we're just going to make sure everything's up to sort of modern spec, up to standard, so you can ride it. That's the Gamma 250 nose cone set on the side. I think the customer brought this in with the bike just so that while I was doing the wiring, I could make sure that wires would reach things like these indicators and figgle and root, which were there with that. CB 500 twin. Camshaft's been off to Joy Engineering. He's repaired the camshaft and sent us a new follower for it. The CB 1100RD, this is going to start going back together on its back end soon. The swing arm and all the back end has been coated and beautifully painted. The shock absorbers have been painted. So that's going to start, back end's going to start going back together on that. The customer's got the wheel and he's currently cleaning it. KR1S that's on the bench. I'll go for this RD400 first. This came into us, the owner had ridden it a lot, and then the first time we really tried to push on with a bit of speed in a group of riders, it locked up solid. So the bike wasn't new to him at that point. He'd ridden it a bit, but it was a bike he didn't really know the history of. So anyway, he clutched it to a halt. He did wonder at first whether it was the gearbox. Then he rolled it backwards, there was a twang, and it kicked off again. So he thought maybe it was the kickstart had bound up. So he rode it a bit longer, he got some confidence back in it, got a bit of speed up on it again, and then it locked up again. And so he brought it into us. We were looking initially at kickstart and 6th gear, but what we actually found was it was seizing on the bore. We had the balls and pistons off, and it turns out it had forged pistons in it, Wasners I think, and the bores are over here, but the pistons are in the bottom of this big box. I won't dig those out, but yeah, it had forged pistons. Now, I don't really advocate forged pistons on a road bike. There's no real need for them. The sandcast pistons those bikes came with are absolutely bomb-proof. Forged pistons are very finicky to run. The clearances have to be spot on. You have to warm the engine so carefully. And they'd just nipped up. And once they'd nipped up once, they'll continue to nip up forevermore. So we're going to rebore that. The crank needs a rebuild, I think, by the looks of it. But we're going to get Grampian to check that for us. Probably a full engine rebuild, top end and crank by the time it's done. But we'll see. It might not need the crank doing. So yeah, but just a sort of quick one. That will rebuild it with standard type pistons. I'm going at 6 minutes already. No, didn't do very well on keeping my video short, did it? KR1S, this is nearly finished, recommissioning. Front pads have just gone into it, fluids. It starts and runs nicely. We're just waiting for a back shock to come in. We're doing some other conversions on fuel lines and things like that. An empty ramp for a change. I've got a TZR 253MA on the dyno. That is for running and setting up this morning. And that's about it. Couple of bikes around the corner that I actually just didn't get in the video. Husqvarna lent against the wall, customers coming for today, and a couple of Varagos. Yeah, keeping us busy as ever. Few of these going out today, hopefully about 4 bikes going out, so that'll slim the numbers down a bit. And that's what we're trying to progressively do for the next 2 or 3 weeks. More out than in, to hopefully just empty the workshop and make life a little bit easier for us all. We'll see how we get through today. Weekend off, and then back to it straight away on Monday.